So the options, they boil down to a couple things. One is this market development discovery project. It's typically 6 months. You can do it in as short as 4, but 6 is really what you want to have. You have a couple of months to sort of codify and get everything operating properly. There's a land expand protocol. It's more 12 months. Anyway, you're going to need to use market development discovery first because that's where you get all of these learnings. And then you can also do, if you're wanting to just pull something off the shelf, you're going to an event, you're going through an accelerator, you're going to do something where you're going to invest a lot of time into a particular network, but you're not wanting to have them drive it. You want to drive your own needs. That's something that we can work with you on as well. And I think that's a great and unique way of approaching the events that are pretty crappy these days, and accelerator programs, which again have never done great on the growth side, just for a bunch of reasons. This provides much more granular information. You can look at this yourself later. This is a summary, one single slide of all those features that I went through in terms of the value that they deliver and what they are. So you can see that on one list. And then, rolling up the value, the benefits of the phase 1 or the discovery activity, I'll say that that's around 165K. We could sit down and arm wrestle over it, but I'm pretty sure that the stuff I'm talking about, even just we're talking execution, we're not talking about the value it creates for the business, which can be easily 10x, 20x, 50x if you land the right companies. So I think this is a fair estimate. And then the phase 2, this longer term thing, again, another 150K, that's more unlimited targets. So we're talking over 300K in value. This is a really concentrated thing of all the patterns, from all these different companies that have worked with us and that have also come in and provided their advice. And the price, I'm not going to put it in here because I'd rather talk with you or book a call if you're interested. Let's just say it's like 6-fold cheaper. We only have so much capacity. We can't do tons of these. I mean, the most we've ever worked with is like 8 to 10 companies is like kind of our max right now, although we do want to build the business more over the next year, get up to 20 or 30 that we can do. Willing to offer also this idea of we'll do a mapping of our network and the Berkeley Alumni Network for your target niche. Let us know your industries, role types, geographies, and give us a chance to open up our network and share a list with you and show you what types of people we think we can. And then secondly, we'll help you add fuel to your future growth funding, some introductions, so make a list of those networks and investors, like this deep tech program that we were part of at Tech Tour. There's 40 deep tech investors right there. And we can talk with you about your approach, review your deck and so forth. But again, we're not fundraisers. I've tried doing that, 8-9 years ago, and terrible business to be in if you're not driving the growth patterns like we talked about here. So if you're willing to do that, we'll throw in the fundraising stuff sort of for free. We'll guarantee it in the first 30 days. If you're not happy, don't need to pay us, and you can walk away. You can also opt out at 4 months if you're not satisfied. And in general, anybody that works with us, if they give us a full 1 month warning, so we can kind of get our legs. And if we've got to redeploy people and these different growth consultants and SDRs redeployed, you have a little time to do that. So we appreciate that. Some quick questions. Can we help with board level support? Absolutely. We can give you some slides. This project is typically something you can decide on yourself, but certainly between that discovery project, the first 4 to 6 months, and the full board next 12 months, if you want to go that route, which is, I think, where we've seen quantum leaps happen, then you want to have that sort of argument there prepared, and we can help with that. You're starting with a 12-month land and expand project. Yeah, we can do that. Although anyway, you're going to be doing market dev discovery, which is 4 to 6 months. So after discovery phase 1, then what? Go to market protocol, moves you from discovery to scale. So that's the sales team stuff, that's ad buys and so forth. What if we already have revenue from flagships in the remote market and we have a small team there? Can we still use this? Well, sure, you can actually. You can create more air cover for them. You can generate more really targeted leads in your most important segments. You can build out a portfolio of 5 or 10 or 20 VSLs that are really focused on those niches and will give your army of BDRs or salespeople just a much stronger punch. What if we have industry leading clients in our regional market, but not in the US? Well, that's actually a great scenario to have. That's sort of like the Qgo NLP example, where just walking in the door to the executives in the States and saying, here are 3 known brands in your vertical that are getting huge value out of this. There could even be relationships that they have with those companies. Sometimes these executives have global either alliance partners, like in travel, they have that kind of thing. What if you're still trying to figure out the MVP? This methodology absolutely can apply to it. If you're looking for introductions and you want to do it really quick, kind of a quick hit project, give us a call. We're already in the market with top clients. We have a team in place and we can beat local incumbents. How can we use this service? Well, there's 2 things. Either you're going to transform your VSL sales operation, because that's really something I think is going to be coming in as a much more important thing the next few years. Delta between your existing operation and your new operation is something which we can help with. And then I think people underestimate this idea of exit segments. If you're running a company for 10 years and you're 200 people, 300 people, 500 people, and you're beginning to think more seriously about the exit the next 2 to 3 years, you go to these guys who are deal makers, and they're not thinking about how you deliver milestones or successfully do milestones in order to help the exit. They're thinking about who can they introduce you to just to exit you. And it's sort of like the fundraising thing. Why would you want to do that without first looking at how you can blow out your perceived value over the course of 12 to 18 months? And then, even talking to these segments, since it's just really another niche, that can really help you with your exit. There's a bunch of definitions we have in here. What is digital transformation? What is growth 2.0? What's a chief revenue officer, data science, et cetera. But in the end, we've tried to cover here in this session some useful insights around compounded growth, that in the game that we're in, where equity and bonuses matter, compounded growth is your friend. How to use a small team like a startup, how to engage a niche, steward your resources, think in bets, using senior affinity networks, especially towards the beginning of your process, to get some great quotes and get some good insights, maybe some deals. Capturing insights in the remote market and creating long VSLs like this one here today, so that outbound BDRs can cut through the noise in the market and leverage all the knowledge your executives and founders have that can help them so much. Building a niche advantage using AI and automation, that's a topic that we think is going to be really interesting the next many years. We gave a lot of cases, we gave action flows, we gave a 3-step approach that we believe works. We shared the expansion framework by index. Go take a look at that, or do a YouTube search and watch some videos. It's really interesting, just seeing that no matter what you are, if you're wanting to be in that market, then there's no way around using a small team and these types of tactics, although they won't spell it out for you because they haven't done it this way. And mostly what they've done is they've given huge funding rounds to these companies, and actually, I don't want to judge how they're doing it, but I just would say this approach that we're taking is for the 99%, the rest of us, sort of the 80th percentile companies up to the 99 percentile, not that 1%, because those guys are in a different league altogether. How to do this yourself, we've covered that. How to do it with us, we've explained that as well. And there are those 3 options you can have. You can either come in straight with a market development discovery project, these 4 to 6 month projects, very straightforward, very targeted, outbound VSLs, making those more current and focused on that niche. And then when you're hitting the trigger, you're able to scale things up. So we gave you your options. We tried to answer some questions and answers. I hope it was useful. Please let me know. Reach out. I salute the hard work that you're out there doing. It's all about working together on stuff.